After a quiet race on the road course in the beautiful Finger Lakes region of upstate New York in Watkins Glen, the 24th stop in the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to the beautiful Irish Hills of Brooklyn, Michigan. The 2 mile here, and sitting in the middle of it, the 2 mile D-shaped racetrack where it's very, very fast. And like I said earlier this season, yes, there is a Brooklyn in Michigan, as a matter of fact. If you think there's only a Brooklyn in New York. So anyway, but Brooklyn, Michigan, as I said, is not only where the Irish Hills are located, but also a 2 mile D-shaped racetrack where we're at today for the running of the Champion Spark Plug 400. As this is the 24th stop in the season, and we have 30 races, 30 laps on the agenda here today. 30 races, bleh. 30th stop ain't going to be till about, well, I ain't going to tell you where, but anyway. Enough of the mumbo jumbo. Let's get to the starting line for this running event. On the pole at 196 miles per hour, it is Charles Samper, who a two-time winner season so far, going for 2 in a row. He won the last race on the tour at Watkins Glen. He also won the second stop at Pocono. Starting outside is Seth Cole, number 45, the 10-10-3-4-5 Lucky Dog Pontiac. And by the way, Seth has one of our in-car cameras in today's event as well. Second row is Chris Dalton, two-time winner season so far in the Power Team Chevy, and Jay Jefferson, number 1, the Pensol Chevrolet. Third row has car number 11, Emmanuel Hartnett, and number 25, Johnny Gardner. Fourth row has Dylan Poteet, number 22, and number 90, Quentin Moore. He usually runs well here at Michigan. We'll see what happens here today, and Quentin has won here before, too. Next row down has as a surprise, Marcus Sachi, number 21 to Sitco Ford, has the inside of row 5. And beside him, going for the Michigan sweep, Dylan Young. He has our second in-car camera. Next row down has Cole Bieber in the GM Government Chevrolet car number 3. Cole has a win this season at Texas. He's fresh off of a second-place finish at the Watkins Glen. He'll be alongside Nathan Hudson at number 31. Next row down has Ryan Brommer in 26, and number 5, Phil Parker, has the outside. Next row down after that will be car number 99, Joshua Osborne, who won the season at North Wilkesboro in the First Union 400. He'll be flanked by his number 77, Paul Minnick. Next row down has Keith Batson, car 88, the Ford Quality Gear Services Ford Credit Ford Taurus. He's second place in the points coming into this event. He'll be alongside the points leader, Jessica Shelton, who has our third in-car camera, the number 94 McDonald's Ford. Jess is a 3-time winner season so far. She won at Sonoma. New Hampshire, and Atlanta. Next row down has Kev Sheeran in 36, the winner at this season at Martinsville, and Julius Anderson in 16. Then it's William Brock in number 4, and number 97, Zach Winkle. Next round after that would be car number 66, Zachary Fitzwater, fresh off a top 10 run the last 2 races at Indianapolis and Watkins Glen. He'll be alongside 75. That is Jesse Turner. Next round has car number 71, Alex Miller in the Realtree Chevrolet, and number 30, Shane Lake, who had a great run who's had a good run in the last 2 races of the season so far. Next round down has Mike Becker in 44, and number 20, Brandon Parker. Next round after that would be Nathan Orman in number 40, and number 12, Rob Evans, the Daytona 500 champion. Then it's the Talladega winner, Cat Batson in 28, Texaco Haviland Ford, and 4-time winner season so far, Kyle Matthews, who sits number 2. I think Kyle sits number 2 in the points, actually, not Batson. Batson actually sits 3rd, but Kyle's actually 3rd and second in the standings coming in this event, and starts way back in the back. Interesting to see what he does coming through the field. Next row down is Matt Haas in 18 and 43, Joshua Collard. The next row after that would be car 55, Henry Sanford, and number 10, Mitchell Collins. Then it's number 33, James Henry in the Skull Bandit Chevy, and number 9, Sky Collins in the Cartoon Network Ford. Then it's Jordan Lopez in the Valvoline Ford, car number 6, and he'll be alongside Casey Nanico in number 7, and then starting shotgun will be Adam Flickinger in number 23. So that's the starting lineup for this running of the Champion Spark Plug 400, and here comes the command to fire the engines here at Michigan.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
And of course, I could ask you the question again. How fast is Michigan? We'll have to repeat the pole speed for you again. How fast is Michigan? Well, a car running all by itself in qualifying would run a pole speed of 196 miles per hour. That's what Charles Sanford qualified with. In fact, the front three qualifiers, him, Seth Cole, and Chris Sargent, all ran 196 miles per hour. The rest of them were about 195 or below. But in short, it is that fast. And in a draft, well, they can hit about well over 200 miles per hour in the draft, especially when they go into turn number 1 on this racetrack here. So Michigan, very fast, very competitive, and very exciting, and pretty fun to race, I might add, too. Speaking from experience of racing Michigan online here. As a matter of fact, I actually drove it to a 6th-place finish, I think, that very day, too. That out of a field of about maybe 10, 12 cars. Anyway, we'll see what happens here today. Seth Cole on the outside, Charles Sanford on the low side. Sanford going for 2 in a row, I should say. Excuse me. He won at Watkins Glen the last race on the tour. Looking for a third victory of the season here. Can he do it in 30 laps? Well, we'll find out here. There'll be about 40 other cars trying to mess that plan up as the green flag flies, and we are underway in the Champion Spark Plug 400. This track is that wide too because they're already running 3 wide in the turn number 1, and Dollarton to the low side looking for the lead. Come off turn number 2. He and Charles Sanford are going to go side by side. Come off the second turn on the backstretch. Sanford has the high side working to his advantage, and he'll take the lead in the turn number 3. Inside Seth Cole's car as they come up turn number 4 here. He has the outside to his advantage as he gets past Darton. Now he tries to get a draft off Seth Cole's car. And already in turn number 1, 209 miles per hour into turn number 1 goes Seth Cole, but he backs way off to about 168 coming through 1 and 2. Now it's going to be 3 wide. No, not anymore because as Darton and Jefferson's already gone by. Here comes Emmanuel Harden, who had a great qualifying run in an 11 car to Paychex Ford. Harden may be one of the guys to watch here today for a possible upset. Of course, Harden has won the series before, and 2 of them being Daytona 500 titles, actually. So Harden has joined that elite club of those who's won the 500 in this series. So some of even the veteran drivers have can't say they have yet. Boy, look at this pack of cars right there as they are fanning out 3 wide on the front stretch here. This front stretch is actually wide enough for 3, 4, maybe sometimes 5 wide racing. Off turn number 2 right there. There's Poteet to the high side of Dollarton as he gets by. Phil Parker right there behind number 5. He runs in 8th position. Dollarton to the low side for 7th place right there. Cole Bieber runs in 9th, and 10th at the moment is Quentin Moore. And there's Dylan Young looking for the Michigan sweep. He won the last time he was here at Michigan, as a matter of fact. And Dylan Young way fast in the turn number 1, 213 miles an hour. Goes Dylan Young in the turn number 1. He's in 10th place right now at the moment. Ryan Brommer right behind. These two battled out in the Pepsi 400 for the victory, with Dylan Young taking the win that race by a half a car over Brommer. Johnny Gardner runs in 13th position, 14th, and 3 wide. Look at this gaggle of cars here. Fitzwater, Hudson, Brock is in there. That's Osborne, Turner, Batson, Shelton. Alex Miller's in there. Keb Shear, Marcus Sachi. And Keith Batson stuck in the middle right there. He's, like I said, he comes in this race 3rd place in the standings right behind. In the standings, he's 1 point behind Kyle Matthews for position. Speaking of Kyle Matthews, he has not made much headway. He is running 27th at the moment in the 24 car. I don't know the way to keep shuffling like this at Michigan, though. He might gain a few spots here and there. But like I say, he's still stuck in 27th position at the moment. And boy, Zach Winkle, watch that move in the middle of the track of the 97 machine. Well, how can they stay like this here at Michigan? I don't know. This looks like a Talladega draft. We said this track is fast, competitive, and exciting in this, and so far this kind of racing very much fits the bill right now. Field thundering in the turn number 1 again as they come off the second turn here. Jessica Shelton finally breaks out of this pack, as does Batson and Osborne and Alex Miller. As you ride on board Jessica Shelton's car, running from 19th position, she now takes 18th now from Alex Miller as they come off the 4th turn as she tries to get a sniff of the draft off Batson and Osborne's cars. Shelton, 212 miles an hour in the turn number 1. And her last lap, look at that last lap for her, almost 197 miles per hour, 196.926 miles per hour. And it is not the fastest lap race so far. That is set by Chris Darlington at almost 198 miles an hour, 197.987. So, like I said, we said how fast these cars at Michigan. Well, you just got proof right there. But the field being led by Charles Samper, who's another one of those cars at 197 miles an hour so far. Seth Cole to the low side looks for the lead and does not do so as he comes off the second turn. Seth recomposes himself right now as he come off the second turn on the back stretch here. Seth has the low line to his advantage as they go into turn number 3, and Seth and Charles are going to go toe to toe with each other in the 3rd and 4th turns. Who's going to lead this lap between those two turns? Seth looks like he's got the advantage for the moment, but here comes Samper fighting back on the outside of the track. And I think Charles led that lap, I think. Yes, he did, barely. What was the margin? That was 0.003 of a second between Samper and Seth Cole. That was really close. And Samper has the lead right now as they come off the second turn, but Seth Cole fights back on the low side of the track. And that's letting Jay Jefferson, Dylan Poteet. Where did Poteet come from in that 22 car? He's up the 3rd spot already. And being pushed by Phil Parker and Cole Deaver. And some of these drivers in this pack has not yet won the season. Deaver and Poteet are 2, and Samper are 3 of them that have won, as well as Dalton and the 2 car of Dylan Young. Now Deaver decides to push Dylan Poteet a little bit as they go through turns 3 and 4. Dallerton and Quentin Moore will follow suit. And they got Jay Jefferson hung up on the high side now as they come off the 4th turn. Completing the 12th lap of this race, we have 18 to go here at Michigan. Seth Cole leads right now. Samper 2nd and 3rd is Phil Parker. Battle for 4th between Poteet and Deaver. Look at this pack of cars there. There's Fitzwater having another strong run so far in the 66 car. Whatever they found in the 66 machine that was missing early in the season, they have indeed found in that 66 car. That car's been running fast. Last couple of races, they had a top 10 at Indy and a top 10 at Watkins Glen. And now looking strong again here in Michigan. Dylan Young getting by Quentin Moore. Here comes William Brock and Ryan Brommer in the 26 car. That's another surprise right there. Brommer in the Cheerios Betty Crocker machine having a strong run here. But now getting to the low side is Johnny Gardner in 25. Gardner is in desperate need of a good run. I think he actually had a good run at the Glen, actually, the last race on the tour prior to that. So I should say that, believe it or not. I should point that out, to say. Hartnett and Brommer running side by side. Here comes Batson, Osborne, Shelton, all there behind. Osborne 16th right now. Batson running in. Now she's now trying to take 14th position away from Brommer. Brommer's 15th, Osborne 16th, Shelton 17th at the moment. Back inside Jessica Shelton's car another time. She has a rear bumper cam right now, and Osborne just about thought about drafting behind. And now Alex Miller will get a draft off Shelton's car. Osborne now comes down low, almost takes the nose off the 71 machine. She gets by both Osborne and Hartnett. Now looks low on the track on Brommer. And meantime, this battle continues on right here. That's Dollarton and Deibert, pair of black cars going at it. Both of them Chevrolets. Boy, Poetry in Motion at over 195 miles an hour plus, actually 200 plus going into turn number 1. As we mentioned, it's like a Dollarton's telemetry. It's 190 off the second turn. Look at that, 205, 6, 7, 8. 207 miles an hour going to turn number 3, and down about 179 through the middle of 3 and 4. Watch the speed climb up again off the 4th turn. And like I said, I bet she's going to be well over 210 in the turn number 1, because a lot of cars have been over 210 in the turn number 1. 207, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 212 miles an hour in the turn number 1, just like we saw Shelton do earlier. We actually saw Dylan Young do 213 in the turn number 1. These are almost IndyCar speeds that are running going into turn number 1 just about. Seth Cole off the 4th turner still has the lead. Sanford 2nd position, 3rd right now. Trying for 3rd is Dylan Pote along with Phil Parker and Jay Jefferson. 3 wide in turn number 1 for 3rd spot. Dollarton is in this mix as well. Poteet to the high side. Off the 2nd turn, he'll take 3rd position. Parker falls in behind in 4th. And here comes Jefferson and Deaver, and Dylan Young will sneak in behind as they come off the 4th turn. Dollarton and Fitzwater stuck up to the high side. Gardner does not know who he wants to go with at the moment. Gardner sticks to the high side for the moment. And they split Jefferson up the middle. And look at that move by Dollarton. Apparently knew what was going to happen there, and he just stuck it. He just stuck that car down the low side and decides to go and goes in the 5th position at the moment now. I'll tell you what, do not pencil in your winner yet, because all these cars are in hot contention for victory here at Michigan. And if they can get close enough to the duo of Sanford and Seth Cole, they can pretty much make it a car race out of it, obviously, too. 10 laps to go. This race has been very fast-paced here at Michigan. You may be fast-paced here today at Michigan, but I guarantee it's going to be an exciting race. The next race on the tour, which will take place on the Bull Ring at Bristol Motor Speedway under the lights for the Busch 500. That is always exciting at Bristol. On board Dylan Young's car. Got a lap car up ahead of Seth Cole at the moment. And they have closed it all up right now. Poteet has led a train now. And here comes Deaver to the low side. He's pushing Jefferson right there by Dollarton. And that lap car is Adam Flickinger, number 23, that is slow on the track. Well, what are they going to do? Is they go into turn number 1. What's going to happen? Seth to the low side, maybe. I don't know. And then the backstretch here. Seth's going to go to the low side. Sanford, Poteet, all of them follow suit. Who's going to get held up behind in the 23 car now? It's Parker's going to get held up, I think. And Parker says, move out of the way, guys. I'm trying to win a race here. And they come out the 4th. Now Dalton's the one who's going to get held up, as does Gardner. Here comes Shelton to the low side. She says, screw this. I'm going to go to the low side. And she gets past Dalton in the process now. Dalton drops all the way down to 10th place right now at the moment, I think. And here they come for the lead. Here comes Charles Sanford, number 42. Looking, as we said, looking for 2 in a row after dominating at the Glen. They'll go through 3 and 4 right now here, side by side. That's how Seth took the lead from Charles when he took it. Except Charles beat him to the line by about 0.003 of a second for the lead. But Sanford takes the lead back now with 6 laps to go. And here comes Jay Jefferson, car number 1, to the left side for 2nd place, and he's got it. Parker's in there. Seth Cole, Poteet, Cole Deaver, Fitzwater. Like I said, you got a lot of guys that can potentially pull this one off. And here comes Jefferson for 2nd place. He's on the low side of Seth Cole right there. In the meantime, there's a gaggle of cars back there. Batson to the outside of Shelton. That's 8th and 9th right there. Shelton trying to take 8th away from Batson. And Jess has to back up just a little bit as they come off the 2nd turn. Now Batson fights back on the outside here as they go down the backstretch here. Dalton to the outside as well. And Shelton's plans to take position does not work for the moment. This time by, there'll be 4 laps to go here at Michigan. Meantime, back to the low side goes Charles Sanford here. Actually, low side goes Seth Cole, I should say. He tried to take the lead away from Sanford again, but nothing doing. And here comes Jefferson for 2nd place again. Down to the start-finish line to come. 3 to go for Charles Sanford. 3 wide for 4th place here. Parker, Fitzwater, and Poteet. Give it to Fitzwater for 4th. Talk about one mad dash of checkers if it were to all unfold here. Coming to start finish line to come. 2 laps to go. In the turn number off turn number 2, all this battling for positions is letting Charles Sanford pull ahead. As he will see the white flag this time by the number 42 Bell South Mobility Chevrolet. Rounds through the 3rd and 4th corners right now as they go here right now. Off the 4th turn to come. White flag for Charles Sanford. He has 1 lap remaining here at Michigan. Took the lead with 6 laps remaining in this race here from Seth Cole, who had led for much of the majority of this event. Now Seth's going to be able to get a bit of a run off the 2nd turn here. Jefferson going to the inside has been what's hurting Seth, I think, to be honest. And I think it's hurt him too much right there. And here Jake tries it again. And I don't think Seth's got anything at all as they come off the 4th turn. They come here to the start-finish line. And There it is. Charles Samper wins the Champion Spark Plug 400 at Michigan. His second victory in a row and third this season here. And that win should move him in the top 10 in the points. Obviously, coming into Bristol, Seth Cole will come home second. Jay Jefferson third. Dylan Poteet fourth. Phil Parker fifth. Jessica Shelton sixth. Seventh will go to Cole Deaver. 8th, Chris Dalton. 9th, Keith Batson. And 10th position will go to Johnny Gardner. Average speed 194, 353 in this event. So 24 races are in the books and 10 races left to go. Hard to believe. We're about that close here in this series. Without question here. Rest of the finishing order for here. Zachary Fitzwater comes home 11th. Good day for him. 12th will go to Dylan Young. 13th, William Brock. Quentin Moore, another solid run in 14th. Ryan Brommer, Alex Miller, Joshua Osborne, Nathan Hudson, Jesse Turner, and Emmanuel Harton at the top 20 in today's event here. Kyle Matthews, a disappointing 21st. Disappointing for him, at least. And that should let Batson take second place away from him. And Kyle's going to lose quite a bit of points there on his hope to catch Jessica Shelton. But we still, like I said, 10 races left to go in the season, though. That's still quite a bit left to go here. Nathan Orman, Kat Batson, Paul Minnick, Shane Lake, Kev Shearer, Julius Anderson, Marcus Sachi, Rob Evans, and Brandon Parker in the top 30 in this event here. Then it's Henry Sanford, Mike Becker, Zach Winkle, Mitchell Collins, Sky Collins, Joshua Collard, Matt Haas, James Henry, Jordan Lopez, Adam Flickinger, and Casey Nanico had a camshaft problem that dropped into last place here. Adam Flickinger, the only car to finish one lap down. Here, so if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on the channel. We got inter races, gaming videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA Seth Cole desires for his channel. And be sure to check out our cavalcade series in the NNSCRA, the Duracell Cup Series, Budweiser All-Pro Series, and the Marble Studios Cup Series. Be sure to check those series out for the NNSCRA. You will not regret doing so. Next race on the tour, as we said, night racing at Bristol, Tennessee is next on the agenda. For 75 laps of short track madness, the Busch 500, which will be the 25th stop in the season. As we're getting down to the nitty-gritty for the championship as the season is starting around the far turn, head for home here this season. And for now, this is James Qualls, and this has been a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing as best. We'll see you from Michigan, where Charles Samper is your winner of the Champion Spark Plug 400.